When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Daily Dose is on now. Check it out, y'all.
Does the name Sophia Lane ring a bell to you, Charisma?
No.
Well, now she is everyone's least favorite supervillain. Okay, because Sophia Lane is Kobe Bryant's mother-in-law, aka Vanessa Bryant's mom, and she is now currently suing her daughter Vanessa for back pay. And what is she asking for? $5 million, a house, and a Mercedes SUV. She is claiming that the Bryants owe her for back pay for I guess, for being like Kobe's and Vanessa's assistant, and for taking care of the kids, of being a nanny.
Taking care of her own grandkids.
Which is insane to me. Listen, man, first of all, Vanessa already said these allegations are false. Woo! Nobody was a granny. She didn't know, like, they didn't have a granny. She was a stay-at-home mom, so she took care of the kids.
They're her grandkids.
Either way, like, you're
They're hers.
So, by the way, in case you're curious, like, how did she come up with a $5 million figure? Well, $96 per hour for 12-hour work days for 18 years. You do the math. You get $5 million. So, listen. You're a mom. Your job is to protect and love your kids, okay? Sophia, I would curse you out, but, you know, that's you Kobe's family, so I can't do that. But what you're giving right now, you're giving grief to Vanessa Bryant, who just came off the hardest year of her life. Losing her husband and a child. You lost a granddaughter, lady. That's what I'm saying, and that's the least thing on our mind right now. What? And so, how are you a mom? How are you doing this? And the crazy thing is that Vanessa just let everybody know that she is still living off alimony from a divorce back in 2004. So obviously that money's drying up, and you just need more. Why did she wait for Kobe to pass to do this? Why? Like, if she's saying this is 18 years worth, how come she didn't bring this up before? She waited till Kobe passed? Oh, I don't know. Listen, I'm not 1,000% sure that Vanessa Bryant is raising the kids on her own. I'm sure she has help, but I know for a fact that she's raising her kids, her daughters now, in spite of her mom. So, Vanessa Bryant, keep your head up. And to Sophia, man, you lucky you knew Kobe. You lucky that you're Kobe's, you know, kid's grandmother, or else it'd be a problem. And ladies and gentlemen, we got some breaking news. It was just announced that one of the GOATs of reality TV is making their comeback. I'm talking about, you ready for this? Ready. Cardi B, baby. Okay. And no, she's not back on Love and Hip Hop. No, Cardi actually has her own reality TV show, and it's called Cardi Tries. Basically, she's going to do a whole bunch of jobs and tasks that are out of her comfort zone, and she's filming this, and basically she's going to be playing basketball with Damian Lillard. She's going to be driving a sports car with Michelle Rodriguez, fine ass. Cardi. And get this, Cardi is even going to try ballet.
I used to be a stripper. I don't want to break my damn knee.
You still need to use the brake to stop the car.
The brake to stop the car. Do it, girl, do it. Go ahead. People need to be grateful for their wins. I messed up my sushi bowl.
Cardi, I didn't hear you. Repeat the order, please, Cardi.
Yes, chef.
Do you know how to dance? Do you know how to do ballet? I used to be a stripper. Big facts, though. Big old facts. Listen, me and you are strip club connoisseurs. Yes. Okay, so we know that, you know, the work that these ladies do on the pole, it's artistic. It's beautiful, really, honestly.
No, some of them are incredibly talented. Like, I've seen women do things on the poles. Like, I could never hold my body weight up like that.
Girl, I can't even hold my body weight sitting down. So,
go ahead, Cardi.
Cardi Tries is every Thursday up until, like, February. So, which means there's an episode out now where she's doing ballet. And next week on Christmas Eve, you'll get another one. It's through Facebook Messenger and IG. Go on, Cardi. How about Cardi doing radio? Maybe we can have her stop on by, hang out with us. Ooh, Cardi, sis, call me. We want you to take over and host with us. Let's go. Come through, man. Pull up. Skirt. Come on. Now, Cardi may not pull up just yet. You know what I'm saying? But what we do have pulling up is two members of the cast of the new movie Fatale, which is on fire. It is out today in select theaters. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Michael Ealy and Damaris Lewis, a.k.a. Damaris. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello.
Now, I was lucky enough to see the film. Are you guys getting along? Okay, because the tension between the two of you in the movie is so intense. All right, and Michael, you play. Well, you have two different names in the movie, but you go by Derek in the movie, and let the people know a little bit about what happens to Derek in this film.
Well, the question is, what doesn't happen to Derek? I mean, yeah, I've never really quite seen a character go through this much in one particular movie, and that's part of the appeal for me taking this particular film. But you know, he definitely has a bit of a one night stand in Vegas, and I think, you know, by sheer bad luck and circumstance, what happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas, and ultimately, you know, things begin to kind of unravel from there, and he's, you know, forced with a lot of new realities after that. You know, some of them seem just so insurmountable and so unbelievable that, you know, it just slowly takes its toll on him, and you start to see the deconstruction of the character from that point on.
Yeah, listen, you know, what happens in Vegas, it came home with you. And watching this movie, I felt bad for you. But I watched, and I told this to Damaris earlier, I watched it with my wife. And she doesn't believe in cheating, so she didn't feel bad for you one bit. And the person you cheated on it's just Damaris's character, Tracy. Now, Tracy, you are involved in all this, and how did you channel the badassery that you displayed on this movie?
It ain't that hard for us.
please tell me, what did you tap into? Oh, okay.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I thought a lot about the people who you don't see. A lot about, you know, in this particular film, I played the wife of an athlete.
Oh, that's right.
Normally nobody cares about them, right? They're the plus one. And unfortunately, when the plus one tries to speak, oftentimes people don't really care what they have to say. They don't think that they worked as hard as their significant other. And so for me, it was constantly reminding myself that people live with that kind of mental space every single day.
Yep.
Obviously, in real life, I wouldn't have gone to the extent that I went in the film if that happened with my husband. But that's definitely something I think a lot of women connect with, feeling like they are insignificant because of their male account.
Definitely, 100%.
Listen, the movie is called the movie is a thriller. All right, and it's like it's a callback to the great films like Fatal Attraction. Like, it just has that much suspense, and if you've ever been in a relationship and it goes a little crazy, it goes a little left, you relate to this. I mean, not to that extent. Like I said, like Michael already said, his character went through so much. I want to ask both of you guys this: have you guys ever had a situation with an obsessed lover? And if so, how did you deal with it? Did you try to keep it going as long as possible, or did you hit the eject button right away? Let's start with ladies first. Let's start with Damaris. Ever had a situation with an obsessed lover?
An obsessed lover.
Look at Mike. Mike's like, yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Obsessed is not really the word. I definitely had someone who, because of cultural differences, didn't really understand my disposition and just kind of wanting to move on with my life. And I just constantly got text messages saying, like, you still need to meet up with my family. You still need to do these obligations. But I'm also like, I'm West Indian. So the way that, you know, things are in the Caribbean, when you have an island that only has 40,000 people, you see everybody.
Right. You know everybody.
You see them in the grocery store. So it's a little bit different for me, coming from a place like New York where you could date somebody and never see them again.
And so you just had to ignore? You just ignored? You just, like, how did you handle it? They kept texting you. They kept telling you meet up with their family. What did you do? Like, you just...
I got on with my life.
You just don't reply. That's exactly what you do.
Well, now we got to move on to Mike. How did you handle this?
Yeah.
Your smile, bro, it feels like this is a regular.
He hasn't aged one bit. Look at this guy, man.
I can't do it. I'm not going to compliment. He gets it every day. I'm not going to do that. Okay, how did you deal with this?
You know, I was actually the one that was a little bit crazy.
Whoa.
and I don't know if I've told the story or not, but you know, I had a girlfriend in college, and you know, she broke up with me and got back with her. Well, was thinking about whatever, getting back with her old boyfriend. And I remember one night, this happened one time. This happened one time where I parked outside her spot, and you know, I knew he was there because his car was there. And I just sat outside all night waiting to see if that light would go out.
What?
Driving himself crazy.
I remember being like, you know, I remember just sitting in that car for hours, just thinking, you know, feeling the pain and the betrayal and everything else. And it wasn't betrayal because she, you know, we had broken up, whatever. And so it wasn't betrayal, but it was just killing me that she was going back to him, right? So, you know, and the crazy part is I had a final the next morning.
Oh, bro, what are you doing?
So I just blasted that off. I still got a B though.
Oh,
flex.
You know, like, I just kind of, I didn't sleep that night.
That's
and,
crazy.
You know, that was kind of a lesson learned for me, and I never did that again.
Man,
you know?
so my follow-up question would be, question would be, what was playing in the car? Like, did you have?
What were you listening to?
Like, what were you listening? What kind of R&B were you listening to keep you there? Or?
Man, this was mid '90s, so
he had some Maxwell on, D'Angelo on.
Yeah, who knows what was out?
Man, that's hilarious. Like I said, man, this movie is intense. But you know, Damaris, you brought up a good point. You said the side of the plus one, right? Like the person that's usually in the background. And I know both of you guys are and proudly working actors. You know how tough it is right now in this business. But if the roles were flipped and you had to be a stay-at-home partner, so Damaris, you kick back, you don't work, and you say you West Indian, so maybe that's a part of your culture. And Michael, on the other hand, if you were taken care of and you can sit back, could you guys be okay with that? Because I know as an actor and an actress, you guys are constantly busy. But could you fall back and completely let somebody just take over and just be a fly on the wall?
For me, I think it would depend on the geography.
Okay.
If I lived in a place that promoted that in terms of the culture.
Why are you laughing at her answer, man?
Are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Y'all don't know Dr. DL over here, man. If she was like on a ranch somewhere, she very earthy, y'all. I'm trying to very earthy, like, you know,
like chakra, like we are part of the earth, like.
Yo, she woo, y'all not
like
ready.
We had on set, we had Michael had allergies or something like that and kept sniffling.
Oh,
and at one point we were on set and I looked at the AD and I was like, go on my back. There's a black pouch with ginger and turmeric tea. I need you to brew it for 10 minutes and bring it back upstairs. And I like shove it in his face. So yes, I could possibly live remotely in the middle of
and you could just fall back and just, hey, let somebody take care of you. Mike, can you be a stay-at-home husband, man? Is that something you're looking forward to toward your latter years?
You know, in my latter years, yeah, for sure.
Like I put that, right?
The interesting thing about COVID is that, you know, like I've been home more than I've ever been home before. Yeah. Right? And in many ways, I've actually like loved it, right? Like even doing virtual learning with my son has been kind of dope because now I can kind of understand how and when he's learning something, right?
Okay.
So that's been kind of dope. And it's nice to be able to invest that kind of time into your kids. And so, you know, there's that. You know, in terms of falling back, I will fall back if, you know, in a supporting role, in a heartbeat, but I don't think that makes you happy per se.
Oh.
And I say that because as long as I still have a passion for this, you know, or I have a passion for whatever it is I want to do, I can't imagine myself wanting to like just fall back, you know, for the sake of falling back, like just because, you know,
to be taken care of. You don't, man. See, I would love that.
Yeah.
I've been working so hard for my family. If I could take a couple years off, man, just kick the feet up. That's
I feel like when you stop using your brain, you die.
You don't happy, yeah.
you just, you got it. As long as you got a passion for what you're doing and, for living life, I think, you can still do something. Like you should be doing something. That's my position.
Well, very well said. And you talk about the passion. Obviously, you guys are very passionate. You put your energy into this movie, and it's amazing. It is out now. I'm pronouncing it correctly, right? It is Fatal, right?
No.
It's Fatale. Oh, Fatale. See, I thought it was Fatal. See, Fatality. Fatale is out now. Select theaters. Please go check that out. It's a thriller. You're alongside Hilary Swank. And the chemistry is insane. So we'll leave it at this before you go off and tell everybody how I mispronounce your movie. What can the viewer take from watching this film? We'll start with Damaris. What can the viewer take from watching this movie?
Oh, man. What can the viewer take from watching this movie? From my perspective, I would say the viewer can take asking themselves the question, how can I listen more? How can I listen more to the people around me? And I think that's kind of where my character essentially went off the deep end because she wasn't listened to. So
that's scary. I mean, everybody at home is like, yeah, you better pay attention now. And Mike, we'll end with you. So what can a viewer take from this experience?
I think there are themes. I think there is a focus on how sometimes like a lapse in judgment can make for a bad decision. And that bad decision can ultimately, it can tear your life apart. So be careful who you let into your world.
Ooh, karma.
Be careful who you bring into your life because it'll affect more than just you. It can affect your entire family.
Message.
There it is, man. Fatale, not Fatal. Fatale. It is out now in select theaters. And to see you two do your thing is awesome. And like I said, the chemistry in this movie, that's what you're going to take with you. Like, man, these characters.
Legendary actors in this movie.
Legendary. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Oh, sorry.
And thank you for wearing that green shirt. Your eyes are popping right now. Oh, God. Just had to compliment him real quick.
On the way out, let me know straight up. Listen, who's crazier to work with, Kevin Hart or Ice Cube, Michael?
Crazier to work with?
Who's crazy? Like they're just they're off the wall, or man, Kevin. like in a great way, not a negative way.
Kevin, unequivocally, yeah. Kevin works Monday through Friday on set, and then he's off to do stand up over the weekend, and then comes back, half faded on Monday. And ready to work.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
His work ethic is incredible.
Such a pleasure to sit down with both of you guys. You guys have a great one. Go watch the movie out now. Thank you so much for your time and your energy.
Woo!
Thanks for having me. Have a good holiday.
You too. Happy holidays.
It's Power 106. Woo! Teddy Mora, DJ Charisma. It is an honor. This is a moment in LA history to sit down with this man from the new movie Fatale. All right, we have the homie Tyron Turner, a.k.a. Kane. Kane, good morning, man.
Yay! What's up? Good morning, y'all. Thanks for having me,
No, of course. I mean, how can we not have you? Listen, you're out in a new movie, Fatale, alongside Hilary Swank, Michael Ealy, and you have a dope-ass role in this movie. First of all, I was excited to see you on screen.
Yes.
I saw it without reading the cast, and when you popped up, I'm like, babe, this is Kane, man. This is my guy.
Wow.
How was it working with this cast of strong, legendary actors?
Well, working with this cast was actually incredible because, in Hollywood, they kind of like, it kind of don't always happen that way. But I'll tell you this, it was like just all this power in the acting, man. It was like, oh, you have to really bring your A game because it's like, this wasn't like, and no disrespect to like movies like The Best Man and all that stuff where you can just kind of like, walk through it.
Right.
I mean, you got Hilary, Mike, and they're putting on some performances.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, let me go get my stuff together. You feel me?
Yeah, Hillary's big time, so that's legendary right there.
Right. Yeah.
I will say your energy and your chemistry with one of the actors in his movie, he plays Michael Eli's business partner. Your chemistry with him was hilarious. The back and forth and the capping that you had, the joking back and forth. Was that stuff improvised? Like, did you hit that with the improv, the jokes, or was it already kind of written out for you?
Well, that's all my work, the improvisation and all that kind of stuff. That was something that I just felt like, because he was a bigger guy, and I had to let him know, like, hold on, homie, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like he's
Luke Cage, man. He's Luke Cage. Like he's a superhero, and you were like, hey, look here.
Check this out. It ain't like that, homie. You feel me?
Man, it's so dope to see you in this movie. I ain't gonna ruin it for nobody. Just know that my man does his business and he takes care of his family. And during this time, in real life, right? Not movies, but in real life, during the pandemic, we found out that family, at least to me, is like ultra important, more than it's ever been. What did you take from this whole pandemic and being at home and slowing down? What was the biggest takeaway from all this for you?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I realized that just in general, anybody with a gang of money, at that moment, everybody had to go to Target.
It didn't matter how rich you were. Facts.
It didn't matter how rich you was. You were just happy.
And you couldn't get no toilet paper either.
Right. You were just happy that you could get that. It was like, damn, that go Tom Cruise in Target. You know what I mean? So it made everybody, it took everything back into perspective for me. Like, it was just like, this is what matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that we can survive just by, I mean, look, we haven't even went to a movie in like a whole year.
Yeah.
We seen basketball without an audience for the first time.
Yeah, man.
It was a moment. It was surreal, and it was like, at first you was just like, this Corona ain't for real, and then you just like, and then all of a sudden it just got serious as hell. You like, hold on. You started knowing homies that was dying from it and all kind of stuff. Because at first, a cough was just, the homie coughed like a year ago. If somebody coughed 2 years ago, you were just like, man, God bless you, or sneeze or whatever.
Yeah, cover your mouth and that's it. Just keep it pushing.
Yeah, I swear to God, I've never held a cough in. So that's time why I just held a cough in and said, oh shit.
Facts.
I'm gonna go around the corner. I'm gonna go around the whole
just
corner
a
and
cough. Yeah.
No, you not. So that
is real.
Yo, I love your storytelling because you ask him what's the biggest takeaway from the pandemic, and he's like, I got this joke about coughing. Let me set it all the way up, bro. You should be doing stand up. I told you this off air, man. Another conversation that we had earlier because we sat down with Michael Ealy. That's the homie.
Yeah.
He gets confused with me and him looking alike all the time. I don't know why, but we asked him about this movie, right? We asked him about the film. Have you ever had an obsessed lover? Because in the film, he has to deal with someone who's got an obsession for it, right? And it's not a good one. Have you ever had to deal with an obsession from a partner or ex-lover or who maybe just a fan?
After Menace to Society, probably.
Probably. How did you deal? If so, how did you deal with that?
I deal with obsession like a real G.
Yeah. What does a real G do?
Like you ask him, like you will get 5 minutes or something. Like what you mean? Like how do you deal with it?
Let's just work it out, cause you sexy.
He wants to keep it good.
So
come on, man. Like every girl is kind of it happens. Like my thing is this: girls always get guys coming at them all the time. Like so it feels cool that a girl's that crazy about you. I'm gonna be honest.
He said the same thing you did.
Bro, I said the same thing.
I couldn't get a girl. I couldn't get a girl in high school and nothing like that, man. I mean, you know what it was? In high school, I did because they discovered that my lips were something. But
come on.
Junior high,
soft.
In junior high,
man, it was tough for you, right?
Oh my God!
And I said the same thing. I said, like it's kind of good to like. I'm not saying obsession is all the way good, but it's kind of cute at times because. You that main, like you're the apple of their eye. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's good to finally be chased after all the chasing men got to do. But I'm on the same page as you, man.
Yeah, man. It's like girls don't have to. Girls just sit there and wear spandex and then get mad when you look at them.
Or you don't be walking around with the spandex. I hear you don't see you on Sunset Boulevard walking around the spandex. You don't do that? Yeah. Look, now that we got you here, this is Power 106, bro. You an LA cat through and through, okay?
Legend.
Right.
Let's have an honest conversation, bro. And I don't want the political, like, because your publicist is here. Let's talk about classic hood movies. And let's talk about where does Menace to Society rank in the classic hood movies? Like, where do you rank it? Think of all, obviously, you've been in one of the most, you're the most intense one for sure. Where does Menace to Society rank? And you could keep it a buck. You could be, hey, you proud. You say it's number one. It's up to you.
I'm gonna say no. I'm in the top 3.
In the top, easily. So who's in the top 3? Who's in the top 3?
Who's in your top 3?
My top 3. I got Goodfellas.
Ooh.
Oh, you ain't gangster with it.
Goodfellas. Jesus. It's a toss between New Jack City and Boys in the Hood.
Oh, yeah. Dang. Wait, you talking about Goodfellas? You talking about the mob movie, right? You talking about the
that is a hood movie.
It is a hood movie. You're right. You're right. I guess I was thinking LA, but you know what? New Jack City, that's New York.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
So, hold on, let's clarify. So if we're basing hoods off of just black, then tell me that. But if we're going black hood movies, then I'm gonna go Menace to Society, then I'm gonna go Boys in the Hood, then I'm gonna go New Jack City.
Hey, I like it.
Damn,
that's a good line.
Fans of the Wood are looking at you like, damn, word, that's what we doing. But it's all good. Nah, man, that's awesome. See, because we want to know, man. We want to know. And I know you get a bunch of questions about Menace to Society, but you understand how, like, impactful that movie is, right? And still is. Like, it was a microcosm. Like, it was just like, it was a moment in time. You watched that movie, you really felt that this was going on in our neighborhoods. You understand how impactful that is, right?
Well, years ago I didn't, but now I embrace it. That's all. Sometimes you just got to embrace greatness.
Thank you.
And I just embraced it. You know what I'm saying? At first, I don't want to, man, it can't. You get frustrated, but no, okay. If that's what moved the people, then give it to them. Like, okay, Scarface was amazing with Al Pacino. That's just what it is. If you can move people like that, then that's what it is. If you can affect people like that, then obviously Kane and O-Dog affected the world.
I'm so glad. Facts. I'm so glad that you said that, because I ask artists, rappers all the time, right? Like, you know, like J. Cole, he hates his first album, right? Not hates it, but he just, and they always try to move on. Like, yo, that's my old stuff. Stop bringing it up. I'm glad that you reached that level, because you realize that this changed people's lives.
It ain't easy to get to that level.
You hit, like, your performance, man, it just hit a nerve, right? And I think that's special. I'm so glad that you really accepted that, man. Real talk, man.
But it's dope to also... It's dope to see him in this new role, actually, giving us something totally different.
So we got the classic stuff. So that what's next? Okay,
totally different.
So with this movie, is there another project in the works for you?
Well, after this movie, we're doing this movie called Free Agents, with the same director.
Nice. Okay. Dion, right? Dion. Yeah. Shout out to Dion.
That's my guy. We have a. You know, we're real friends. He understands the value of me. I understand the value of him. We've worked together like 20 years on this thing called Night Tales, and I was like, man, you got an eye. And this is before he got on and everything. We've been talking about this for like 20 years, like 15 years or whatever. And I just realized that, you know, in this business, man, and even being black, you need somebody to champion your name. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, right? Look at Michael B. Jordan. He did Creed. He did Black Panther.
Yep.
This is the same director. Tyrese. He did Baby Boy. He did not a Few Good Men, but the Four Brothers.
Right.
He did Fast and Furious.
Two Fast and Furious. Yeah.
That's John Singleton, right?
Yeah.
So that's what people need. We have to make our stars. We can't just put them out there and then just, okay, now you got it. Because in the white world, they don't do that. They stick together and they stay working and they stay focused, and that's what we need. You know what I mean?
That's big factor. So, you got first, like, you got like Leo with Scorsese, right? Like they help each other out. I'm so glad you said that. I want to shout out Dion as Dion Taylor, right? So him and Michael have worked on a project before, and now you and him got a rapport. So it's all about uplifting, especially like obviously being Latino. I in a way I envy you guys, right? I envy the black community, black actors, how you guys stick together, especially now with the new Renaissance, right? Like, it's great films coming out, and this is one of them. I know Hillary's on the cast, but you know, you got yourself along with Damaris and along with Michael. It's beautiful to see, honestly.
But I always thought y'all stuck together, Latinos. I did. I don't know where I got that from.
We do like in the streets and in life. I just meant like in Hollywood.
In Hollywood, it's a big disconnect.
Yeah, I can understand that. I definitely hear what you understand. But yeah, we need to do that more. You know what I'm saying? And I wish me and the Hughes brothers could have worked more together. But you know, that's another story. And me and Lorenz Tate, like we looking for a project right now.
Oh Lord.
I was just gonna say that because that's the reunion.
Lordy.
You want that old thing back?
Yeah, we're trying to find that right project, man. Like, so if anybody out there if got a script or something that they got,
me and Lorenz, fire.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: you can't. They won't be a sequel to Menace to Society. In case you didn't, just spoiler. In case you haven't seen the movie, it's been out for over 20 years.
Right.
My last question for you, being that you're LA cat, my last question is: if you had to have a LA's hip hop Mount Rushmore. 4 people, right, to put on that Mount Rushmore, old and new school. Who is on your LA's hip hop Mount Rushmore?
Okay, that's a great question.
Oh, thanks so much.
Can I ask you a question? Are we considering Tupac on our side?
Oh, we had this discussion too.
I chose Tupac on my list because I definitely consider him.
Only reason I'm saying it because he said to live and die in LA, and he represented the LA to me in the West Coast.
So
that's what I think.
We'll have Pac on there. You got 3 more slots left. You got Pac.
Snoop.
Must.
Snoop is a must.
Okay.
Ice Cube is a must.
Woo!
Okay, you only got 1 more, and you got to think about the new school. They got Kendrick. We got Kendrick. We got Nipsey. Who's taking that spot for you?
Who's your last one?
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna be
our Lord and Savior.
I'm gonna be LA. You said LA. Okay, I'm gonna say.
Come on, man. Come on, Tyron. Let's go. Come on, man.
Nipsey.
Yay!
Now said, an LA legend in your own right, Tyron. Thank you so much for stopping on by.
Man, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me, man. Go see the movie. It's out right now. December 18th. It's today. So go see it.
Fatale out now in select theaters, man. Just know that my man kills it in his role. Go check it out. Supports all day, every day. Thank you so much for stopping on by, champ. You know we love you, man.
When this fucking beat drop, you already know what fucking time it is.
Now, check it out, y'all.